Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joshua Arce, Joshua Reviews, Movies, and More. And today, I have some very, very exciting news for you. As DC Studios has officially found its Jon Stewart, and we're also going to be talking something Superman. I am so incredibly excited to get into this with you guys. Please make sure to scroll down below, subscribe, leave a like on the video, and we're going to talking about Aaron Pierre being cast as Jon Stewart, aka Green Lantern, in HBO's drama series Lanterns. Obviously produced by DC Studios, and will be released on Max. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this. This was originally reported by The Hollywood Reporter, and then Mr. James Gunn came out and confirmed it. So, Lanterns finds it's Jon Stewart with Aaron Pierre. Kyle Chandler is already on the call sheet as Green Lantern hero Hal Jordan, and then it was later confirmed by James Gunn that Mr. Chandler did indeed sign on yesterday, and he will be playing Hal Jordan, aka Green Lantern. But let's go ahead and read this article. So, Aaron Pierre, the star of Netflix's Rebel Ridge, has nabbed the plum part of Green Lantern Jon Stewart in DC Studios and HBO's much ballyhooed series, Lanterns. The casting caps one of the more scrutinized actor searches in some time. Not only is the show the first major TV endeavor from DC Studios heads James Gunn and Peter Safran, but the role of Stewart carries much significance as the fan favorite comic book character was one of DC's first black superheroes. The intense casting came down to Pierre and Stephen James, who was on the festival circuit for the drama The Piano Lesson, who starred in the 2016 Jesse Owens biopic Race. Both participated in screen tests, with the actors squatting off against the already cast Kyle Chandler on Thursday and Friday. Each actor had their boosters, but the final decision was made Tuesday. Pierre definitely brings heat to the show, as the actor has, over the course of a few months, gone to the top of casting lists. His leading turn in Jeremy Sullner's Rebel Ridge debuted on Netflix on September 6th and was the #1 title worldwide on Netflix for 3 weeks in a row. The actor had a brush with the comic book realm. He once was cast opposite Mahershala Ali in Marvel Studios' Blade, but the version of the long-delayed movie morphed, and he will not be involved going forward. He also appeared in M. Night Shyamalan's an adaptation of a graphic novel. Lanterns is said to have a gritty, true detective vibe and follows Hal Jordan, a legend amongst the space police force known as the Green Lanterns, as he reluctantly mentors Stewart and a younger Green Lantern. The two intergalactic cops get drawn into a dark, Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. Chandler, a TV veteran thanks to acclaimed turns in Friday Night Lights and Bloodline, is set to star as Mr. Hal Jordan. James Hawes, an established TV helmer who most recently directed a string of episodes of the Gary Oldman spy series Slow Horses, has been tapped to helm the first 2 episodes of the sci-fi cop series. Lanterns has a straight-to-series order at HBO and comes from high prejudiced creators like Chris Mundy, who's worked on Ozark, Damien Lindelof, who's worked on Watchmen and Lost, and Eisner Award-winning comic book writer Tom King are executive producers and writing, with Mundy showrunning what is planned as an 8-episode season. Haas also joins the force as an executive producer. Writer Denise O'Neil and artist Neil Adams introduced Stewart in 1971's Green Lantern number 87, 12 years after Hal Jordan and the larger Green Lantern Corps' mythos arrived to the scene. So, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, now that we've already read the article, we know that Aaron Pierre is now starring as Jon Stewart in HBO's Green Lantern series. Let's talk about my opinion. So, I have not yet seen Rebel Ridge. I have been meaning to get to it, but I've just been trying to do so many things with school and other stuff, and I haven't gotten around to it. But what I will say is that Mr. Pierre does indeed look the part of Jon Stewart. I've been seeing a lot of division online on whether the tone of his skin is dark enough to be Jon Stewart. I personally don't give an F. I think that Pierre has the eyes. I've seen scenes from Rebel Ridge, and he does have the overall gravitas that Jon Stewart has. And Gunn did indeed come out and say that it wasn't Rebel Ridge that impressed him. It was his screen tests with Mr. Chandler that impressed him. So I'm very, very excited to see what goes on with that show. And as for Mr. Kyle Chandler, I am very, very scared because of his age that they are going to kill off Hal Jordan in this show, and that Jon Stewart is going to be the main Green Lantern. I honestly don't have a problem with Jon Stewart being the main Green Lantern of the DCU or of any DC universe, right? That's what Zack was going to do in the DCEU, Zack Snyder. We knew that Mr. Wayne T. Carr had a post-credit scene in which was cut from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we know that Jon Stewart was going to be the main Green Lantern of that universe, but ultimately we never got to see Wayne T. Carr suit up as Green Lantern. We only got that one image. I am fine with Jon Stewart being the main Green Lantern. What I don't like is Hal Jordan being sidelined and us not really being able to see more of him. Hal Jordan is the GOAT. But ever since the Ryan Reynolds movie came out all those years ago, it seems as if DC has tried to move him to the side and really shine the light on Jon Stewart, which is fine, but I want to see Jon Stewart, obviously be there, but I want to see Hal Jordan be there, fighting alongside the Justice League. I want to see him forming the Justice League alongside Superman. I don't know as to why we're not going to be getting this. I mean, it may very well still be happening. I mean, the promotion picture that they keep using for Mr. Chandler as Hal Jordan is a picture all the way back from 2013. So maybe they're going to make him seem younger in the show. I have no idea. But, yeah, I don't know what direction Gunn and Safran are going in for this show. I don't know what Mundy has or Lindelof or, Mr. Haas has planned for those 8 episodes of Lanterns. Which, by the way, a 8-episode Green Lantern show seems very short. We don't know how long these episodes are going to be, but I still think that they're massively short. It needs to be at least, 10 to 15, 20 episodes. This is Green Lantern we're talking about, and we haven't gotten a live-action Green Lantern project in a very long time, and to only shorten it down to 8 episodes is weird, unless they're cutting the series into 2 parts, which part 1 will be 8 episodes, and then the other half will be 8 episodes. But, we're just going to have to wait and see. But I did want to quickly talk about Superman and some of the things that have been coming out in regards to Superman. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Alright, so the reason as to why I wanted to talk about Superman was because we've actually had some interesting teases come from James Gunn on social media in regards to Superman. And we also have people coming out on social media talking about how much they've heard good things about Superman. I'm going to read something here from Big Screen Leaks. Rob Liefeld has come out and said that he's heard great things about it. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. And at Big Screen Leaks, who seems to have a pretty big following on Twitter, says, I've only heard excellent things regarding Superman, and especially internally. They're really high on it. DCU is shaping up well too. I've heard Supergirl's script is really good. Now, they were saying all of this about The Flash. And Shazam! Fear of the Gods, and how all of these movies were going to be great, and then they ended up becoming huge bombs for the DC extended universe. And we're actually going to talk about how Warner Brothers is perceiving this movie. Richard Lai on Twitter asked Big Screen Leaks, he says, do you think Warner Brothers is more hyped for this than The Flash, or is this equivalent to The Batman? He said, the way people are talking about it is very different from The Flash in the best possible way. This movie is the real deal. Now, based on all the set leaks that we've gotten in regards to Superman, I don't really think that this movie is the big deal. We're just gonna have to wait and see when a teaser trailer potentially drops before the end of this year, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about. So, James Gunn came out a few days ago on social media and decided to drop a little hint when someone asked him if we could potentially see anything in regards to Superman, a trailer, anything before the end of the year. And James Gunn just simply replied with the, thinking emoji, or, on Threads. And I know that Gunn is going to be down there at CCXP in Brazil, later this year. Warner Brothers did indeed launch the trailer to Furiosa at CCXP, and I believe that event is going through December 5th to December 8th. So I think within that time span is when we're going to be seeing a teaser trailer drop for Superman. Obviously, this movie is starring, the likes of David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, so maybe we could be seeing, some surprise guests show up. We know that Gunn is also going to, New York Comic Con to promote Creature Commandos. Maybe we could see something there. A little surprise. We have no clue. So I think in regards to Superman, we're just going to have to wait and see on how everything plays out in regards to marketing. And I actually wanted to talk about Rob Liefeld real quick and what he said in regards to Superman. And when I find the tweet, I will come back to you guys and read it out to you. So, Rob Liefeld decided to come out and talk about how he's been hearing good things about James Gunn's Superman. He said, I'm hearing really great things about James Gunn's Superman. I could not be more psyched. Superman is my favorite superhero of all space and time. So I want to talk about this real quick. It seems as if Warner Brothers is already making their rounds to these creators. And these really big people who have pull within the comic book world, because they did the same exact thing with The Flash, and they're definitely going to do it now. They're going to gather all these celebrities to talk about how great Superman is, and then we see the movie, and we think to ourselves, how on earth did these people like this movie? It's because they didn't. They were just paid to say it. I am not saying Rob Liefeld was paid by Warner Brothers or DC to say this, because number one, he's over there at Marvel, currently promoting Deadpool and Wolverine, and working on his Deadpool stuff. But what I am saying is, we've been hearing a lot of the same thing for the past few years. I mean, really ever since Zack left Warner Brothers. I guess Warner Brothers has tried to create this fake hype surrounding DC, because let's be real honest with ourselves. The hype for DC left when Zack left, and it necessarily hasn't been there since. Now that there's this whole new DC reboot happening, Warner Brothers and DC Studios and James Gunn and Peter Safran is going to try and hype this up as much as possible, and then it's going to create an image in our heads, and then once we actually go and see the movie, it's not going to be like what we thought it was going to be at all, and people are going to be really disappointed, and it's going to be the same thing that happened with The Flash, because what happened with The Flash was people were saying, oh my god, it's the best movie since The Dark Knight. Oh my god, this is the best movie since the Nolan trilogy. Oh my god, whatever.com. Now that we're getting a Superman reboot, people are going to do the exact same thing, but they're going to turn the volume up all the way to 10. Last time we got the likes of Tom Cruise and Stephen King coming out talking about, The Flash. We're going to be having everyone talking about Superman in the next few months and saying how great they're hearing. None of these people have seen footage from the movie, by the way, but they're hearing, and I'm putting air quotes when I'm saying that, hearing great things about Superman. And we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just trying to be realistic with you guys, because I think that's why people come to certain content creators, is to get their outlook on things. And look, if you're excited for Superman, good on you. I'm not, because it seems to be following a very similar pattern that movies like The Flash and Blue Beetle, which is a movie I love personally, but a lot of other people didn't. It seems as if that path is being taken once again. So, it is what it is. But we have other great Superman content out, like Superman and Lois. I'm going to go ahead and play a quick preview for you guys of episode 3. And then we're going to wrap up the video.
Well, actually, sir, that's why we're here, to discuss Superman.
Thought you were here on boyfriend duty, not cub reporting.
Well, actually...
There's something Clark and I want to tell you about Superman.
Feel obligated to share, really.
You find out where he's from?
You're never gonna believe it. Smallville.
Smallville? Isn't that where you grew up?
Yes, sir, it is.
Did you know him?
You could say that.
Something I'm not getting here.
Sir, I'm him. Superman. I'm me. We're the same person.
No offense, son, but... Come on.
Okay, ta-da!
I'll be damned.